Hi, good evening, family. Pray that your day is filled with happiness, health, prosperity, and wealth, blessed by the Most High. I'm looking at the news today, and I'm hearing the talk about the Democrats giving in to the shutdown. And I honestly feel that we have been at a time and a place where we need to have a changing of the guard in the Democrat party. My deepest thoughts is that they both are working against the poor. However, Democrats, do try to give a little more than Republicans because their agenda is to starve us and choke us dry while the rich, sit back and enjoy, getting richer and we continue to get poor. But you all know that already. What really bothered me this go round with this here shutdown thing is this guy Chuck Schumer. It's time. I really honestly believe it's been time for him to just move on. He's done some great things over the years, a number of good things, but lately he doesn't have what it takes to win a fight. It's like I think about those of us that use that's have the SNAP program. All right, and it's like I used to have SNAP, and I know how important that is. But not just that, it's so many other departments within government that's been shut down because of Trump and the whole Republican Party, and they have been playing bluff with us the whole time. You know what I'm saying? With the Democrat leadership, and it's like I look at 40 days that people have gone without their SNAP benefits, and these politicians go home to steak and lobster and whatever else they enjoy, without a care in the world. They don't know what it means to have to go to the store and do their own shopping. They don't know what it means to cook ramen noodles or whatever and some hot dogs because you just don't have, sometimes the money to buy, the foods that you really want. Um, but this guy, Chuck Schumer, right? It's like, I feel like he's wasted our time in a fake fight. You know, it's like the Democrats were saying that, they wanted to go to bat for us because the Republicans, they wanted to sign the bill for the SNAP benefits. The Democrats said, well, they'll sign it, but we had to continue with the Obamacare, which is officially the American Care Act. Some people don't know it's the same thing. However, so now what has happened is they showed 8 members of the Dems, the Democratic Party, signing this bill to end the shutdown. However, my problem with that is that Chuck Schumer is the leadership. He's the leader of the Democratic Party, and we've had a shutdown before, and I think it was with Trump, and he allowed people to go the longest time in history of a shutdown, and then he caved in. You know what I mean? But this go round, people knew. Everyone know, even Trump's own followers, the maggot people, they understood that it's Trump and the Republicans that's really holding up things. Because what the Republicans wanted to do was sign the SNAP benefits, but take away, a lot of the advantages of Obamacare. In other words, people premiums would go up, double or triple. You know what I mean? So it's like give you a little something, but take away what's really important to your family, which is their health care, right? And the Democrats was holding, and I thought that for once we was going to call their bluff. And even if it went on, people were prepared to stick it out because it was crystal clear The problem wasn't with the Democrats. The problem was with the Republicans. And what that would have meant was come the mid-election, season, there would be a lot of people turning towards Democrats because they believe in like I believe, at least there's more to gain with being Democrat than with the Republicans because all the Republicans are Trump's puppets. They do exactly what he says. You might see one or two, a handful that might say something against him, yet they still go with him when it comes time to vote. So it's like, and I believe like this is time for young Democrats, to have their day. It's time for these old toothless tigers. They need to go and sit down. I applaud Nancy Pelosi for resigning and well, not running again. That was big of her because it was past her expiration date also. And a lot of these here old politicians that's been in the fight for 30 and 40 years, they're not the same fighters as they were back then. And not only that, it's not the same fight as it was way back then. We're dealing with a different animal today. We're dealing with Trumpism. You know what I'm saying? And from what I can see, Trump is winning. He is winning. And the reason why I say Trump is winning, because he's not winning for the Republicans. Trump is winning for Trump's agenda, which is to get as much money as he can with every tariff, that they settle or whatever. I just believe, it's just my thoughts, he's getting a backdoor deal on everything. And for everything that he claims he's saving for us by shutting down all of these very important departments within government, including the airline services, for him to do this here, he automatically, because he really thinks that he is the master of the deal, he is making deals that he benefits personally. See, what the Republican Party, especially the MAGA people, don't understand, Trump doesn't give a damn about them. They're just tools to help him along with his agenda to get what his end game is, which is hopefully to be as rich as Elon Musk. It's always been that way. And that's why I always say when it comes to him personally, not as a president, but personally, to me, he is probably number one grade A top con artist ever in history. He swindled the whole country. Even had other people who voted against their own, benefits. You know what I mean? Like Cubans and Latinos and everything. This man is the master of deceit. But one thing about it, we have to get rid of these old fogies. We need to have people with fight in them. New, young, energetic tigers, Democrats that's ready to fight this battle, who fangs are just as sharp. Because when you look at Trump and his surroundings, the people that you hear the most are the young ones that he has put as and appointed as the heads of these departments, and they have the energy, they have less scruples, values, and morals to fight a fight even though it's wrong. We need to have people that's willing to fight a fight because it's right. You know what I mean? And we have to vote them in. And, it's like every politician has an expiration date, like that. When you buy food, it says sell by a certain date. Each one of them have a sell by date. You know what I'm saying? And we have to get, those that want best for everyone, and start looking out for the middle class and down to the poorest of the poor. We have to vote these old toothless tigers out and give the new young bloods a chance at making a difference, because they got the energy, they got the intelligence, and hey, it's their time. It's their time. It's time to get rid of these old fogey, dusty ass, beat down, worn out, really need to be, settling with their great grandchildren or something.